Okay, guys, let's review the two questions for our bell ringer today. It says to help the environment and make some extra money, Matt takes his empty cans to the Cash Not Trash recycling shop. The shop pays cash based on the total weight of the cans Matt brings in for recycling. There is a proportional relationship between the weight of the cans Matt brings into the shop, which is your X, and the amount of the shop pays Matt, Y. So what is the constant of proportionality? So how do we go in our chart here? Remember, we're looking for a multiplier. How do we go from 2 down to 1? Well, we know that we could divide by 2, but we're looking again for a multiplier. And we have talked in previous lessons about dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by a half. So 2 times a half is 1. 4 times a half is 2. 8 times a half is 4. And 10 times a half is 5. So the constant in this table is 1/2, or 0.5 if you're writing that as a decimal. If you wanted to challenge yourself, how could we write it as an equation? Remember, we write it in the form of y equals kx, k being your constant, so it would be 0.5x. Now, that part was not in our question, but you should also remember how to write that in the form of an equation. Okay, on this second one, we are given a graph. It says when a truck full of boxes arrives at the Springtown post office, Grayson unloads the truck by placing the boxes on a conveyor belt. Grayson's co-workers are impressed with how fast Grayson does his job. There is a proportional relationship, which you should see because your graph is straight and passing through the origin, between the time Grayson spends unloading the truck, X, and the number of boxes he unloads from the truck, Y. What is the constant of proportionality? So remember, find you one of those points that you are absolutely sure of. So the only point that is very obvious on this graph is right up here. And that is at the point 2, 10. Now remember, we find the constant of proportionality by doing y over x. So our y value is 10 over our x value of 2. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the constant of proportionality in this graph is 5.